And Johnny asked, isn't spit enough lube? Listen, if we surveyed partners all over the world and asked them, do we like when someone spits on it and then penetrates, you're going to get a lot of no's. And the main reason you're going to get a lot of no's is, like, look at this. Spit is not slippery. And if it is slippery, that means that you got gunk in your mouth, right? Spit is kind of loose. So spit isn't going to be the best lube, right? Even in a pinch, spit falls short because then too, so since our mouth is one of the dirtiest parts of our body, right? Because we got all this bacteria here, you spit, right? Now, what you've done is you've had a great time. What you're not knowing is the next day your partner is itching down there. It's just like the pH balance is thrown off. A whole bunch of stuff has happened because that spit. Maybe you had some onion rings. Maybe you had some beer. Maybe you had pizza. Maybe you had vegetable. Maybe you had asparagus. Whatever you had, that bacteria and those food particles have gotten into the canal and are now irritating the tissue. So you don't want to spit there, spit works on the porns, it's really funny. It's really attractive. It's really almost a turn on. But in practicality, what you're doing is setting yourself up so that now your partner's avoiding you. Have you ever had sex with someone you thought fantastic? It was great. They were like, yeah, fantastic. But then you don't get another chance to do it again for like a week. 2 weeks go by, 3 weeks. You're like, well, damn, I thought it was fantastic. What we forget to realize is that the person who's being penetrated now, think of it like this. Have you ever gotten some cereal and you put milk in there? You eat the cereal before it's got enough milk in it so that it's soft. What happens? Now all of a sudden your mouth is all ate up. It's a little sore, there's little abrasions there, right? So when you penetrate somebody and you use spit for the lube or there's not enough lube, what you don't realize is that the next day and for maybe 3 or 4 days, they've got a lot to contend with. It's raw down there. It's not feeling right. It's got weird discharge happening. Is everything good down there? And so when they're avoiding you, it's because the area needs time to recuperate and to rejuvenate. And you run the potential risk of getting back into it quicker if you had lube present, like real lube. Like water-based lube is great. It's not going to mess the sheets up. Silicone-based lube is fantastic. It's better for anal, but you will mess the sheets up, right? So what you don't realize is that particularly women as partners, the day after, there's a whole bunch of other stuff that's happening, whether it's discharge, whether it's rawness, whether it's the sheets are messed up, what have you. And so we don't really talk about it. We don't say much about it. But we'll be like, well, you know what? I'm busy today. Like, let's just hook up next week. Or there's a ghosting situation happening. You don't hear from them again until they've recovered. So keep in mind that if you make the situation as enjoyable as possible for your partner, then you'll have shorter gaps in between when they allow you to come and hit versus when they don't. Yeah, it's a lot to it, right? Okay, now Tony O is onto something. He is actually using black seed oil for the lube. Black seed oil for the lube, I love it because black seed oil is anti-inflammatory. It can help you with your stimulation. It can help your partner with their stimulation. One thing though about black seed oil or any oil that you use, if you're using a condom or a sex toy, it will break through and potentially eat through. So if you've got a condom on and you're using some black seed oil, you may look up and you're going at it. You may look up and the condom has disintegrated in front of you. And you're like, oh my God, where'd the condom go? Well, oil will actually destroy condoms, like that oil destroys the latex. So you got to be very careful with that. But if this is someone that you trust, that doesn't have an STD, you've gotten them tested, you've been tested, and you are in there raw, black seed oil is fantastic.